It wouldn't be the first time when Oscars had completely obscured the view of every production apart from the nominees. Then Dune came out recently as well, postponed from last year, and it feels like everyone, including me, became Spice obsessed and just cannot quit. Even Madame Web got a lot of noise for being so bad it circled back to being funny. But what if I tell you there's one movie that we all missed out on? Hi, my name is Barbs and I talk about movies on the internet. Now, not to self report, but I am sort of chronically online and I have seen nothing about Ironclaw. So, here I am to do you all a favor. Go and watch it.
Together, we can do anything.
Ironclaw is a biographical sports drama directed by Sean Durkin that tells a story of one family, the Von Erichs, a clan of professional wrestlers. The patriarch, Fritz, raises his sons to follow in his footsteps and they all eventually become wrestlers and bring the family name to Hall of Fame. That's of course the shiny part of the story, because even if famous, the name also bears something that is believed to be a curse, resulting in a string of tragic events, accidents, and family deaths. It's always tricky talking about a work of art that is grounded in reality. We have to assume that creative liberties have been taken and there's a significant divide between the real people and who we see on the screen. I think it's good to remember that this story happened to real humans, but when referring to work of fiction, I'll be only talking about the characters as we see on screen. When I did some research after seeing Ironclaw, I was actually surprised to see that, although dramatized, the movie actually omits some of the tragic events. We only get to see the portrayal of four brothers. One is completely cut out of the story, and as the director said, it would be one more tragedy that the film couldn't really withstand. And I actually believe that this was the right choice, because by the end of the movie, you will be absolutely over bad things that are happening to people that you came to care about, thanks to the brilliant work that all of the cast did.
You gonna be uncle?
Yes, sir.
Oh man, that makes me so happy.
I talk to you about something, Mom. Dad's too tough on us. You gotta say something.
Baby, that's what your brothers are for.
Feel that? You feel that? That's pressure.
I know that Oscars are neither be-all and end-all of good movies, and that nominations are much more influenced by marketing and the campaigns that we think, but robbery? We just had the ceremony, and I think the outrage caused by Barbie not being nominated would be much more well-suited if applied to the Ironclaw. Let's start with the obvious, the emotional core and the muscle bag upon which the movie is carried. Zac Efron proves that he's not only capable of astounding physical transformation, but also acting that will make your heart hurt for him. He shows you exactly what his character feels, what motivates him, what drives him. And yes, hitting the gym seems to be the staple of today's movie production, but in this case, it's not just another superhero fitness kick. His stature seems almost too much, almost grotesque in a way. However impressive it might be, it should be easy to classify him just as another mindless jock and move on. And yes, when his character is asked about his biggest goal in life, he does say winning the heavyweight championship. But that's immediately followed by a wish to just stay with his brothers, be on the farm and live together till they all grow old. And that is the beautiful duality that Zac Efron brings to his role of Kevin Von Erich. He is strong and he wants to win and make his father proud, but you can also see the need to protect and take care of his brothers. I have nothing but praise for this performance. It was touching and masterfully done, and personally, for me, a great highlight of the production. And on a slightly lighter note, there is a scene in the film where all the main cast dances together, and it's just really satisfying how Zac Efron eats everyone up. Truly, you can try to stop the beat, but he just cannot stand still. Yeah, am I, yeah, okay. But he's not the only one acting his ass out there. Jeremy Allen White, that shows up to the movie a smidge later than the rest of the cast, is very efficient yet real, with lots of stares and silences that tell you exactly what you need to know about his character's emotional state. He's also the brother that I felt has the most anger towards their father, but is also somehow the most desperate to please him. Speaking of the father, Holt McCallany does a wonderful job as the patriarch of the family. He's not exactly likable, because even in the more playful scenes, his voice can be heard over the general noise, always slightly criticizing and demanding more, but he's very convincing. And in every interaction he has with his sons, you can see how much respect and fear he elicits in them. In general, acting in Iron Claw is top-notch, from solo scenes to bigger group sequences. They seem to consistently strike the right emotional chord.
Ever since I was a child, people said my family was cursed. Mom tried to protect us with God. Pop tried to protect us with wrestling. He said if we were the toughest, the strongest, nothing could ever hurt us.
And the performances are immensely important. Without them, the movie could seem a little bit preachy. We grapple with toxic masculinity tropes and the effect your parents' expectations have on you. But here, it just works without a question. It's also a proof of great writing. One scene especially has stuck with me. When Kevin finds one of his brothers, David, sick in the bathroom, they talk about their health issues and how David should probably cancel his upcoming wrestling trip to Japan. The silence hangs over them, and then they just start laughing. And it's a situation that I and some people I know have been in before, when something is so traumatic and sad that the only way to get through it is to laugh. In just a few seconds, we were shown how the brothers are going through similar things, how they understand each other and are all in this together. No? Okay, I will stop, I'm sorry. This to me is the theme of the movie. How, despite the circumstances and upbringing, these men actually stood behind each other, how they supported their family and used the experiences to connect rather than to fight and compete. We bounce seamlessly between the heights of wrestling success and the lows of emotional turmoil, but our baseline seems to be just the love that the brothers have for each other. And as the movie progresses and sets up all events in quite a clear way, because again, the movie is really well written and actually gives characters reasons for their actions, you can't help but hope that you're wrong, and maybe everyone's just gonna talk to each other and have a good time, and yeah, well, that doesn't happen.
You're pushing too hard.
I'm fine, kid. Seriously, I'm just sick.
I'm scared, man. It all out of control.
I should have stopped him.
I feel sad that The Iron Claw was overlooked by the general public, not only because it's just a great movie, but because it slots perfectly into the conversation that cinema sparked last year. We had Barbie struggling with existential crisis and Poor Things. Yeah, and you can watch my other video for that. And this movie could be a great addition to the discussion. Here we see men hurting other men, both in the sporting arena and just emotionally. And here we see how men hurting other men creates an endless cycle of expectations where you need to be strong and not to cry and deal with your problems yourselves and always grin and bear it. Honestly, in many ways it boils down to what America Ferrera said in the Barbie monologue. How stupid and unrealistic gender norms are causing people pain in real ways. It's not the exact same thing, but it's the other side of the same coin. I am thankful though for the ending scene because, and I will not spoil it, it gives us a little hope that maybe things can change for the better.
It's the only thing that matters to me.
Bonner will forever be the greatest family in the history of wrestling.
The movie feels and looks cozy. It uses some well-known songs from the era. It has a very warm and nostalgic color grading. It almost hides what is just emotional punch to the gut. But just go and get punched, I guess. You won't even notice the slightly longer than 2 hours runtime because the movie sucks you in and it doesn't let you out until the credits roll and you realize there's maybe a tear or two rolling down your face. Thank you everyone for watching this video. If you liked it, make sure to click that subscribe button to not miss any movie reactions or reviews coming up. See ya!